Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we exchange news and information. We look at the best bits of news that we can find from our city, our state, and our country, and we combine those with your questions, ideas, comments, suggestions. And we put all this information to good use so that we can better connect with each other and with our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals from Mexico, from the United States, from Canada, from all over the world. It is a pleasure to get together with you every morning, except for Sundays, of course. Today is Wednesday, November 29th. I can hear the bells jingling in the distance, not literally, but December is about to come into action and all that it entails. It is a loaded month, that's for sure, loaded of memories and ideas and good feelings and weird feelings and tourists and lots of turkey and lots of events and lots of things. So we are going to try to navigate through it all. But first, as always, a welcome to everyone and a welcome to those of you watching live for the first time. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. If you'd like a little welcome, and you're watching live for the first time, just write the word new in your comment and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if you have something truly important to share, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and we'll be so glad to be looking for it during our comment section to see what's on your mind. What's on my mind? Well, my heart goes out to you. We had a sold-out event yesterday. We were able to fulfill our goal. Where is there is something good there. We were able to fulfill our goal with our benefit for Ruta Mushi. I'll tell you all about it in the second half. But first, we have a couple of bits of news that I want to share with you, starting with new flights. New international flights have been announced to Puerto Vallarta for the month of December. One is a flight by Alaska Airlines from Las Vegas with 4 weekly routes starting on December 14. Then there's another flight by WestJet from Prince George with 1 weekly flight starting on December 16. And there's another flight from Ontario, California by New Pacific Airlines with 3 weekly flights. Lots of flights that are being announced. That means more opportunities for our visitors to be able to get here safely. I hope this is good news for some. And now, this one blew my mind in the best possible way, I suppose. So far, the Church of Guadalupe has announced that 350 processions have been registered for this year's Guadalupe processions that go from the December 1st to December 12th, and preparations are in order for the Midnight Serenata or Serenade that is offered to the Virgin of Guadalupe on December 11th, and for the arrival of the Guadalupe torch. As we mentioned yesterday, these are the 12 days of pilgrimages or processions for the Virgin of Guadalupe that start on December 1st. And looking at the numbers, it's probably going to be about 35 processions each day, although the number of processions is likely to increase towards the end of the cycle. As we know, and we've explained this before, this is a very important cultural, religious event that can also be challenging to navigate through. And I mean that literally because of the nature of the event. So, no, we're not throwing any shade on the Guadalupe processions. All we are saying is that if you're going to be in town conducting business or trying to get from one place to another in a hurry, just be mindful of the fact that the bus you are used to taking or the street you are used to driving through may not be open for traffic during the next 12 days starting this Friday. Other than that, the Guadalupe processions are a great opportunity to immerse ourselves in a very important cultural event here in Puerto Vallarta and other parts of Mexico. Moving right along, one more bit of news. Hello, Seapal. It's been a while, a short while. Seapal has announced that tomorrow in El Cerro, which is above the downtown area, water will be shut down starting at 8 a.m. in the morning. And it says here that they're going to be working on Abasolo Street, and the service will be reinstated at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So, I mean, yes, tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Thursday. So please be mindful of this if you're trying to get from one place to another, if you're trying to take a shower, if you're trying to clean your house, you may want to put some water aside to be able to do that. So that is the news that I have for you today. Let's take a quick look at the weather just to see what's going on out there. And Snarky Weatherman says the weather isn't getting more unpredictable because of climate change. It is because I took over. That is what Snarky Weatherman has to say. I don't know about that, but it is what it is. It is 28 degrees out there right now. Humidity is at 58%. And our weather forecast for today seems to indicate... oh, I'm so sorry. I'm clearing my throat nonstop, but there was a lot of talking going on last night. Sorry. The weather forecast for today, humid with partly cloudy skies throughout the day with a high of 30 and a low of 21. And then Thursday, tomorrow, mostly clear skies in the morning with mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 21. And then Friday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 21. Yes, it's nice and chilly out there. And I see new people. Hello, Trudy. Trudy and Cal are watching for the first time live. It is a pleasure to see you here. If there's anything on your mind, if you want to ask a question or make a comment, your comments are so welcome. Just remember to add a capital letter Q if the comments are truly important. And that's it. I mean, now I really want to take some time to tell you about yesterday. I was so blown away by everything that happened. 30 tickets were sold out. So that is the capacity of the room at the Joint Co-working Hotel, which means that 9,000 pesos were collected yesterday for Ruta Mushi. This, of course, does not even begin to scratch the surface in terms of Ruta Mushi's ongoing financial needs, but more importantly, it was a great opportunity for people to get to know more about this fantastic project. I mean, we were talking about Day of the Dead, so it was a great opportunity to confirm that the people that were present were interested in history. Of course, we talked about the history of Mexico as it relates to the tradition of Day of the Dead. But when we asked audience members, well, how important is local history to you? Everybody agreed that this is an important pursuit. And then, of course, after the presentation, we had a wonderful little get together that Gina Hendricks from Whiskey Kitchen catered. We all had an opportunity to talk to Carla, learn more about the project. I know she received additional donations on the spot, and I know that some individuals reached out to her to volunteer in some important key areas, such as graphic design and translation. So, mission accomplished. We did it. It was a wonderful thing, and I am just so very, very happy to have confirmed that this is important to more than just some. So, what can we expect moving forward? Well, Coffee and Headlines will continue to think of ways in which we can support Ruta Mushi directly. What else is going to happen next? Well, we go back to our other presentations, and our two presentations for the month of December have already been announced. The first one is going to be a follow-up to our great jazz vocalist of the 20th century. Now we're going to go back a couple of steps and take a look at jazz as a whole. In How to Listen to Jazz, we will take a look at the different styles of jazz that have manifested themselves since the inception of jazz as we know it. And then we will look at some common traits and qualities among all these different jazz styles so that we can feel more comfortable if we find ourselves listening to jazz at home or out and about. And then for those of you out there that have a dirty mind, I know you're out there. We're going to have a great review of, well, not a review because we're not going to have performers, but we're going to have a great research of 5 centuries of Bawdy songs. Yes, you would think that dirty songs are a new thing, but let me tell you, William Shakespeare wrote dirty sonnets. There were very important composers from all the periods that have, one way or another, succumbed to their dirty minds. And we are going to be analyzing some of the best examples of these types of songs that will make you laugh and will make you blush at the same time. So, this is what's coming in our near future. December is going to be an exciting month. And now we can take a quick look. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the chit chat screen, which is right here. There you go. I'm going to take a nap today. Oh, and there's Dale. Dale, she is a poet. I had no idea that Dale wrote poetry. After the successful benefit for Ruta Mushi, some of us went over to Nacho Daddy to catch the first open mic hosted by Gura Gabor, and one of the people that got up on stage was Dale. She read one of her poems, so bravo, Dale. That was wonderful. And I'm looking at your good mornings, and I appreciate them all. And what else do we have here? Boom, 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 bidi bam, bam. Claude says, yay, 12 days of Guadalupe. It is always fun to go out there and take a look at people and take photos and eat some of the food. What is a traditional Christmas dinner for Mexicans? What a great question, Chris. Well, a lot of people gravitate towards turkey, but then a lot of people gravitate towards 2 dishes that come to mind. One is Christmas Eve salad, ensalada de Nochebuena, which is a beet salad that has peanuts in it, and it has a couple of other things. I'm not a big fan of beet salad, but that's one of the dishes. The other dish which is traditional, and it probably comes from Spain. In fact, it must definitely come from Spain, is bacalao. And bacalao is a type of fish that is fixed with olives and all kinds of other chingaderas. And these are probably the two more traditional dishes that we enjoy for Christmas. Let's see what else we have here. Dan says, yay on being sold out. Thank you very much, Dan. It was really, really wonderful. What? Brian, let's correct this. First of all, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. You know, I came here 21 years ago, and it wasn't until last year or the year before that I had my first torta ahogada. So no need to be embarrassed. If you haven't had pozole yet, just say the word, and I'll be happy to join you on your first pozole expedition. Let's see. What an interesting evening last night. The Day of the Dead presentation was highly interesting. Paco, we love the info along with your lively talk. Co-working hotel is so conveniently located. Yes, it is. Gina's food was so good as always, and it was absolutely delightful meeting Carla. I'm such a fan of Carla Moreno. She is an amazing lady. So it is a great thing. And of course, I've acknowledged both Ruta Mushi. I have acknowledged Whiskey Kitchen. I've failed to acknowledge the hotel and the joint boutique hotel and co-work. It is worth remembering that the hotel also chose to donate their percentage. Whenever you do an event at the hotel, if you charge for admission like I do, you get to keep 70%. The hotel keeps 30%. So if anybody out there wants to teach something or wants to share something, you know, it's just such a wonderful venue. But again, this time around, the hotel was so gracious in donating their cut. So again, Ruta Mushi received 100% of the proceeds, and Carla was very quick to inform us how the money is going to be spent. It's going to be spent paying for salaries. So that's a good thing to see. Trudy, we said hello to Trudy a while ago. Hello, Trudy, again. Let's see what else we have. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's a queue. Michael asks, will you ever do a Motown presentation? Barry Gordy, my goodness, what a character. I don't see why not, Michael. I think the story of Motown is a fascinating story because it encompasses one sound as imagined by one producer, Barry Gordy, and as manifested by so many artists. So I think that is an excellent suggestion. I will add it to the list so we can look forward to a Motown presentation at some point. Albert says, well done, Paco. I love the way you support local everything. Actually, if I may correct that or append something to that, Albert, I don't support local everything. I support, at least as it relates to charities and nonprofits, I support charities and nonprofits that are transparent with their goals, that are efficient with their communication, and that are grateful. So I don't support many charities, in fact, but the ones that I do support, I do believe in because of the way they conduct themselves with their affairs as it relates to the public. As far as everything and anything else, hey, we're happy to support anybody that supports us, and I don't necessarily mean financially. Sometimes people ask me, well, why is it that you always mention the same businesses? And that's an easy answer for me. We support the businesses that take the time to come in here and say hello from time to time. So there you have it. Gouda is in the house. Be there with bells on for the dirty songs, my dear. You were so clean last night. You were not dirty, and I look forward to seeing you for a dirty song review. Maybe we can improvise a little live performance. Gouda, I bow in your general direction. our friend Gura Gabor, is one of the few artists that comes seasonally and not only takes time to perform here and benefit herself, but she also takes a lot of her precious time to benefit others while doing that. Case in point, she hosts these wonderful open mic opportunities for young and not so young artists to get their feet wet on the stage and prepare themselves for a possible participation on the talent competition So You Think You Can Rise, which is coming in February, I believe. So hats off to you, my dear, and I hope to see you soon. In fact, I sent you a message to see if you wanted to go to First Saturday at the Museo this Saturday. The Arte Vallarta Museum is having their monthly shindig, and I'm going to be there, and I look forward to that. Dale, my pleasure. I didn't know you had this talent. Dale wrote 26 poems during COVID. You should publish them. Let's see what else. Colleen asks, what about tamales? What about tamales, Colleen? What is it about tamales that you're concerned about? Last night, for example, we were talking about different traditions that are part of Day of the Dead in other parts of the country. And yesterday, we revealed to some that in the state of Veracruz, for Day of the Dead, it is quite common to order fart tamales. Yes, you heard me right. Fart as in and these are special seasonal tamales that are made with, you guessed it, with refried beans. There you go. So what else do we have? Salted cod is bacalao. Thank you very much for that, Filbert. The question took me by surprise, and I could not figure out on the spot how to translate bacalao. It is salted cod. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what else. What else? Michael says, had a great time at the presentation last night. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you for all the information and input. Thank you for being curious. You know, to me, curious people, I just love curious people. And whenever you take the time to not just own your surroundings, but try to find out more about them as you have, I think it's just wonderful. It is truly, truly wonderful. I had to keep it clean last night. There was a 10-year-old in the house. Yes, to the Museo on Saturday. I look forward to seeing you there. Colleen Clark asks again, Christmas tamales. Oh, if you mean, that's just two words, Christmas tamales. So I don't know if you're asking about Christmas tamales or you're asking if we eat tamales for Christmas or what. Here at Coffee and Headlines, we love complete sentences because they are so clear and easy to understand. But what about Christmas tamales, Colleen? There is no such thing as specific types of tamales for Christmas that I know of. Do we eat tamales for Christmas? Some people do, some people don't. But again, if you add more flavor, more words to your sentences, it'll be so easy to answer them accurately. And I think we are at the end of today's broadcast. Yes, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me every day that we broadcast. It is always a pleasure to get together with you. And now it's time to plan the rest of the week. It's time to start researching for some of the jazz stuff. And more importantly, it's time to once again thank you for getting involved. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your curiosity about Puerto Vallarta, about Mexico. And thank you for being such an awesome cluster. I will see you sometime in the near future. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow.